Hey there, it's me again, coming to you today from not my bedroom. Uh, yeah, reason being for that is I'm not going to bed anytime soon, but I still wanted to do some kind of a video thing here, so here I am from the comfort of my recliner in the living room. Um, so yeah, here I am. And possibly joining me today will be the elusive feline that I have mentioned previously, Trish, currently sitting over by the door, staring out across the snowy back deck, waiting for I don't know what, but yeah, she's back there. You can kind of see her by the cat tree there. Anyway, yeah, so we are at this point. We are in the lull between the snowstorm from last night and what's coming in later on today. I mean, it's predicted to be some kind of, historic. Um, you know, I haven't heard them use the term record-breaking, but you never know. I mean, we are still talking upwards of 2 feet of snow, which in a single weather event for this part of the country is it's uncommon, not unheard of, but it's enough that I'm definitely going to be staying home and reveling in my days off from work. I mean, I work these 12-hour days, at night, these 12-hour nights, and yeah, they tend to suck as far as how much of a toll they take on my work days. Don't really leave me much of any time to have a life other than work and sleep for a few hours, and get up and do it all over again. But the trade-off is that the nights off, I get either 3 or 4 of those each week because I'm working the other 3 or 4. So overall, it's a worthwhile trade. I'm okay with it. Not so sure what the cat thinks about it, but I hope she'll understand. Probably not, though. I'm sure she's probably been pissed off at me a lot for leaving her alone for the entirety of the night so often. But that's just the way things have to be. Gotta work to pay for the things that go into keeping her and me in this house. I mean, seeing how she won't get a job. Lazy feline. I swear. You'd think I was her caretaker or something. Yeah, I know. Dumb joke, but whatever. So, yeah, I apologize for how wonky and shaky the camera gets here, but I'm just trying to hold it up with my hands only. And I'm not used to holding up for a long time. So, anyway, I had a number of thoughts that went through my mind last night about what I might talk about today, but I guess at the end of it all, I've forgotten about all of them, so I'm kind of back at square one again as far as what I want to talk about. I just want to talk about something, just so I can kind of get into a habit with this whole thing. So yeah, Again, we're unscripted, which I feel like is kind of like a broken record at this point. Unscripted, unscripted, unscripted. But yeah, um, I don't know. Do I look all right? I don't know. It's really hard for me to tell sometimes if I actually look all right or if I look too masculine or not feminine enough, and it's hard for me to tell just because I've lived with the same look, the same face for the last 41 years. So it's really hard to tell what other people think of me, and if they're just being nice, if they say that I look a certain way, or if I sound a certain way. I mean, I put out this voice that right now I'm trying a little bit to alter it, but I know I'm not on par with where I was yesterday. But I know I'm doing better than my old default voice, but it still doesn't feel like enough. Like I'm doing enough to get where I need to be. So I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but it's just it's part of that whole transition gender dysphoria thing that is always a constant thorn in my side. I mean, even almost 2 years on hormones, and I'm still feeling like I'm you know, not very far off the starting line. So I don't know. Sometimes, I mean, I can look at pictures side by side and see how I've changed over the last year and a half, but other times I just look at it and go, "That's it. This is really all I've done." And then when I keep having my vocal slip ups and going back to my old voice, which let me see if I can drop it down a little bit. It feels weird trying to do this, but yeah, if I go back to my old voice, I mean this is more what you'd hear in my old everyday conversations, or if I had to talk loud. And yeah, I don't like that. It's too deep. It's too masculine. I don't like it at all. I never really liked it to begin with. I mean, even before I realized that I was trans, wanted to transition, but yeah, I just ran with it because well, I didn't know any better. Uh, yeah, I don't know. And am I do I get on the whole trans topic too much, or is it okay, or I don't know. It's one of the things where it's very important to me, but I also don't want to be pushing people away and being one of those oh my god we're talking about it again and again and again things, because I know a lot of people are getting sick of it, and I read the comment sections of a lot of articles, and I know the disgust and the hatred that exists out there is very real, and I don't know what internet land is really thinks as a whole for one individual talking about it. Oh hey, look who it is. Yeah, hi. Hey you. Hey Trish. Yeah. 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 Yes. Somebody wants a spotlight. Somebody wants a spotlight. Oh yeah. Can you hear that? Can you hear the rumbling? Yeah. Yep. Make the biscuits. Yeah, she is a treasure. A very demanding treasure, but a treasure nonetheless. The light of my life, if you will. Oh, just look at that face. Just look at that face. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, look at you. Look at you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. I was hoping she'd come say hi. Didn't expect it to be in the middle of a more serious topic, but that's okay. She's cute. She's forgiven. She's forgiven. Oh, yeah, look at you. Look at you. Yeah. Let's get the eye goober out. Yeah, eye goober gone. Yeah, look at that. Oh, look at that face. Oh, you getting a little camera shy? Yeah, look at that face. Yes, she is so floofy. Floofy floof. Yeah, I know. I know. I obsess over my kitty too much. But that's just the way I am. Anyway, now that I've seen where she's at, I can ditch the glasses again. Because, shocker, I don't like wearing glasses. But on the other hand, when I wear contacts, I can only do that for a few hours before they begin to irritate my eyes again. So I have to be very selective when I wear contacts. It sucks, but that's the way it's been for me for the last 10 years or so. My eyes just get irritated, and I gotta take them out, otherwise my eyes just get so much more itchy and irritated that I can't tolerate it anymore. Oh well. At least I don't need to read anything right now. But, ow. Yeah, you're on my hair. And yeah. Oh, listen to that. Listen to that cooing. God, you're just so rumbly. So rumbly. But yeah, this hair that I'm sporting, this is all me. No extensions, no wigs, just a lot of years and a little bit of hair dye. I do need to get it touched up because the roots are showing pretty bad again. But I haven't been to see my friend since November when I first got it done. So, sorry, cat hair. So it needs a touch up, and the trim too because I got this going on. It's gotten a little longer than I'm used to. Then it's very comfortable. I still think it looks cute that way, but it gets in the way sometimes. But yeah, I guess I can tell you about that too. I've had asked a lot of times in the past how long I've been growing my hair. And I think I can trace that back to around 2001 was when I started growing it out. Maybe 2002 if you want to You know, I nitpick a little more. But yeah, I think my last short haircut was in the late summer of 2001. And then after that, yeah, so a little background on that one. Prior to my growing my hair out, I had I had a real shitty haircut that I hated it, but I had it for my entire life up to that point. It's what I grew up with, and you know, I grew up in a very very um, conventional household. You know, 1950s era parents, and you know what they say went, and dad was military, Vietnam era Navy veteran. So so things had to be a certain way, including my hair. And unfortunately for me, what I wound up with for a haircut for the majority of my life, when I was young, was very similar to what you saw the character of Eric Foreman from that 70s show. Basically, what he had throughout the entire series. I hated that style. I loathed it, despised it. But when the time came for me to figure something out for something different, I couldn't decide. I mean, we reached a point where this was like 2002, a year had passed, and I would look through like magazines or whatever, try to find a style I would like. I couldn't decide. And over time, my hair just got longer and longer, and I wound up at this point where, eventually the front got so long that I was able to hide my eyes behind it, which actually worked to my advantage because at that point in my life, I was so depressed all the time that I just wanted to hide my eyes away anyway, so I wouldn't have to look at people, look at the world. So I just let it be for a while. And by the end of 2003 and 2004 came around, and it finally became long enough that I could begin to tie it back. And I realized how much more I liked it that way. I thought I looked better long. So, 2004, 2005, I keep growing it out. Of course, all along, my parents keep asking me every time I come home to visit, to be like, when are you getting your haircut? Well, I just say, eventually, soon, whatever. And after about 2 years of that, they finally stopped asking. But yeah, I was at the point where I had no desire to cut it, and I kept growing it out. And I do trim it every once in a while. Maybe lop a foot off at appropriate intervals. But it's been long since 2004, 2005. I mean, once I got past that awkward stage in 03, it's been great. And to this day, I still get compliments on it. So, I have no intentions of getting rid of long hair, although I will admit that I've been toying with the idea of going shorter than I have in many years, by which I mean maybe shoulder length instead of mid-back and lower back like I've been known to have for most of my adult life now. But I gotta commit to it though. I mean, it's, that's a lot of hair to come off. I want to do something different with the front here, I mean, I got this going on, and I think it was a good start, but I feel like I gotta do something more with it. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Is she not just so adorable?